Before the sunrise this morning, the pink sky was so pretty. Isn't there an old saying that beauty is its own reward? Well, there it is. And we start the day by watching the beauty of the day. And it's a gift. And this morning I've been thinking about the word relaxation. I had so much fun looking it up in the dictionary. Do you know what relaxation is? It's the art of being relaxed. That definitely made me laugh. And there are many descriptions of it. But sometimes we don't need words to describe something. We need to experience it. And so we use beauty, and we use sound, and we use exercise, and we use breath, and we create that experience. And then we don't have to look it up in the dictionary. Let's create it this morning. And start by getting comfortable. Getting comfortable on your back. Maybe your bed or the sofa. Maybe the floor. Your recliner kicked back. Or maybe you want to sit up in a chair. It's easier if you're on your back. Do what works for you, for where you are, and what's available to you. And get comfortable and allow the surfaces to support you. And start with your breath and pulling it in through both nostrils if you can. There's a letting go that allows us to relax. And when you draw the breath in through both nostrils, it's a letting go. You let go and let the nose do its job, because the nose has an important job of warming and filtering and humidifying the air. And so you allow that by pulling the air in through both nostrils. And you pull it down till your belly rounds up, and you congratulate yourself, because you know when that belly rounds up, it's because you've pulled the air down to the bottom lobes of the lungs. And we've learned that at the bottom, there's a liter of blood circulating approximately. And up at the top, there's approximately half a teacup. So we've pulled the breath down and take advantage of the maximum exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. So healthy. And then touch base and notice tension. Notice tension and where it is, and notice the places where you tend to carry it most. Start with your head and your face and feel your scalp. And can you release your scalp so it's separate from your bony skull and kind of slippery? And can you let it go so that it slides down towards your ears and slides across the back of your head? That softness that releases how we even hold our skin. And we relax our scalp, and then we let it flow into our forehead, and we let it flow into the skin on the eyelids. And we feel it flow back into the eyeballs. And then we feel the temples and the flow of the softness into our cheeks and our nose. And then we let it flow into the lips. And the tongue, tip behind the upper teeth on that ridge, spread out to the sides and soft and relaxed. And then our jaw, and we release our jaw. And then the skin on the back of our head, we release it and let it be soft and flow down across that large bony bump and relax that space under that occipital ridge. And then, like there's a gatekeeper, and we're that gatekeeper, we open the gate and let all that softness flow out through our body, down through our neck, out our extremities, and everything softens. And we're continuing the breath, pulling it in through both nostrils and rounding up, aware of the fact that we've pulled it down to the bottom lobes, and the very act of breathing is creating a relaxation. And definitely we breathe all the time to maintain life. And so we tweak that process to release tension. And in doing that, we give ourselves the gift of allowing everything to work optimally. And we continue the breath. And we observe the world around us. Well, a lot of that isn't relaxed. Woo. And so instead of becoming part of it, we observe it. And we continue our breath. And allow ourselves to be soft. Aware of our own support system, starting with our bony back and how strong our bony back is and how it supports us. And then we create the softness, and we're open to release tension while we're supported. And to observe what's going on around us without becoming a part of it. And we recognize that each time we do it, each time we create that strength and relaxation, that we build it so it's easier to achieve again and again. And that's why we practice. Continuing the long breath. Releasing any tension that you notice, and learning where your body tends to store that tension as a habit. Maybe pick one place today to just notice, and notice periodically. Just take that 5-second break that says, ooh, am I carrying a lot of tension in my, and then name that place where you want to check for the day. I've been checking my face for some reason, a lot of tension in the face, and it's so easy to notice and to release. It takes 5 seconds. Find a place that you want to check in on today. Using the breath to create that relaxation that allows us to function in the world without being a part of some of the madness. And so many of the breath techniques create an effect that's with us and builds over time. You don't have to do research to know that. However, research has been done, and one of the techniques that we've practiced before was part of a research study. And what they discovered, they tried 3 different breath techniques, and this one came out on top as creating the effect that lasted the longest over a period of time. And they found that this technique created effects that lasted through a 24-hour time period, using markers of stress and relaxation. Let's practice it this morning as our breath technique. Breathe in and fill all the way to the top. Expand, and then take in 3 extra sniffs. And then on the exhale, an open mouth and a long sigh. Try it. Good. Breathe in. Bring the breath down, round up like a barrel at the top 3 sniffs, and then an open mouth and a sigh. Extend the sigh comfortably. Don't build extra tension. That'll defeat the purpose. Breathe in and sniff at the top. And then the long sigh. And let it work for you. The thought is that the reason this works well is because the breath is stimulating that long vagus nerve, which is responsible for returning us from times of stress and tension back to a neutral space. And that vagus nerve passes really close to the auditory channel, and by making the sigh, we stimulate and tone that nerve. Good to know why, but more important to just experience it. Expanding your lung capacity with the 3 sniffs, which is a good thing. Massaging that vagus nerve with the long inhale. Giving your inner organs a nice massage as the diaphragm moves down. And then extending the exhale on an audible sigh. Good. Keep it up. We're going to do this for 5 minutes or more. And create the effect. Isn't it great that in only 5 minutes we can create an effect that'll last with us over a 24-hour time period? Wow, well, we're spending 5 minutes together. Breathing the long breath in, sniffing at the top to expand, and then the long sigh out. Good. Good. A few more breaths, long and deep, with an audible sigh on the exhale. Sniffing at the top and expanding your lung capacity. Pulling the air down and creating that internal massage that releases tension. The long sigh out, stimulating and toning that vagus nerve, and creating an effect that lasts over a 24-hour time period. How cool is that? One more time. And then just on your back, soft and easy, a natural breath, and enjoy the effects. And let the sound of the birds and the singing bowls work their magic also. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Have a great day.